Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Navashai, Bahashim Rakak Radash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to my Akim, my fellow laborers, to the confusion of faith, brothers that are joined unto our ranks, to the hopefully elect, the hopeful elect in the Yakwath that are listening and learning. To you I say Shalom. I'm actually in the park in between clients. And was taking a break so I can do this this sit down based upon 3 different videos that I watched, which I will then Yahweh Ratazat revisit those videos, on the computer so that you can actually see the information. But I'm just gonna talk about them and read a couple scriptures, based upon memory with the information that I read and a couple things that I wrote down. But one was with Dabu 7, the other one was with Dave Hodges from the Common Sense Show, and the other one is from the Patriot Nurse. All right, and all are revolved around the collapse of society, which is a hot topic because that's what you're seeing. These people that are touring and and visiting Chicago, and they have no idea, man. The economy is the worst that it's ever been, in America. It's almost to the point, to the crash in 1929, 1930. We're very close to that, and the problem is that when it happens, it's actually going to be worse. It's going to be worse, and every economic analyst and professional worldwide, both in Europe and America, they're all in agreement to that. Okay, but it's funny on the video in it's talking about what's happening in Brazil. That was a Dabu 7 video, that the elites of Brazil are trying to flee Brazil. All the wealthy and the actors and things, because of the violence. Their political and their economic system is totally collapsing. Gang violence is like, something out of a movie. And it's just a non-stop horrible thing. Okay? Meanwhile, you've got this place called Patagonia, which a lot of Chinese, Israelis, and some wealthy Americans are buying up this spot, which is supposedly like a paradise place that's not far from Brazil, south of Brazil. And then they've brought in small militaries and stuff to protect this stuff. And then, as Dabu said, man, you can see the way the IDF handles anything that threatens, the land of Israel or the progression of Israel into other people's lands, like in the West Bank. They will smash you with all the tanks and the bombs and the planes and the things that they've gotten from America, because they're a big welfare state. And America's basically supplied the Israelis with unlimited weapons and capability to not necessarily defend themselves, but to take whatever the hell it is that they want. All right? So, that place, this Patagonia place, is going to be well protected. That's for sure. Not to say it's going to be 100% safe, because there's always going to be the threat of infighting. All right? In these places that are so-called protected. And let me read this scripture to substantiate that. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 22. And it says, "Suddenly shall the sown places appear to be unsown, and the full storehouses shall be found empty." Like what you see what's going on in Venezuela. And all that is planned, man. I'm going to speak about that too. What's happening north of Brazil in Central America. At the top, right there at the corner of the Caribbean Sea, where Panama is. Okay? And then it reads, "And the trumpet shall give a sound, which every man heareth, and they shall suddenly be afraid." Verse 24, "And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, and the springs of fountains shall stand still, and 3 hours they shall not run." So all resources are going to be cut off. There's going to be no food, no water, man. All right, at the end result of all this mess. Okay, and you also have to think too, what's going on. Brazil is a BRICS country, but the way it looks, the way they're doing things, it looks like well, it doesn't look like it. It has the depopulation purge has begun. All right, and Brazil is full of Israelites, man. There's a lot of heathens down there too, but it's mainly Israelites in that country, man. All right, and these elites don't give a damn about Jake, nor do they give a damn about low-level Edomites, man. They're gonna get caught up in that purge and all that mess that's going on down there. You better believe it, man. Okay. Then you got and the funny thing too is that on that video, I don't know if I mentioned it, but they're showing you the huge statue of Cesare Borgia standing there over the city of God, and right next to it says "Goodbye, Brazil." So, you know, we've been telling you that the day is going to come, because the scriptures clearly say there's going to be a visitation on all false idols. And Yahweh Ratazah, man, he brings that statue down with the earthquake or a lightning strike, and it falls and it slides and destroys everything under it, all right? Which are none but wicked ass Jake and a bunch of heathens, man. Because they deserve whatever happened to them for constantly worshiping that thing, man. All right? Then you got okay, so now you got this thing going on in Nicaragua, okay? So Nicaragua is actually in the state of a civil war right now, all right? And they're saying that they're going door to door, kicking in doors, recruiting people, all right? And this was from Dave Hodges' video, and this information was coming from Kathy Rubio, who, according to Dave Hodges, I'm gonna look up this Kathy Rubio and see if I can find videos and information directly from her, so that it's coming firsthand and not secondhand. But from what I'm told, her resources are pretty much on point, man. And Dave Hodges said the DEA agents were telling him this years ago about MS-13 and Mexican cartel being recruited as paramilitary to invade America. So I do remember seeing videos about that. You know, I never really paid much attention to them, thinking that they were just going to come here on a gangbanging thing. Or you know, but they're going to be here when the collapse comes, and it's looking like it may be a lot of truth to that. Because what they're saying is that they're preparing for a Red Dawn type of event, man. All right? And basically, when all chaos breaks out here in America, the same as it is in Brazil and everywhere else, that they're going to use these paramilitary troops to come in and just take over everything. All right? Saying that that's what they're trying to do. All right? And I don't know how much truth it is to that, to it being exactly as I quoted it. But man, these bugs out here are killing me, man. I'm sorry, I'm moving around. These damn bugs are attacking me. Because these heathens keep walking through the grass, stirring them up. All right, but you know, however it goes, there is going to be utter chaos in the streets. Not just here in America, but all over North and South Central America, man. Okay, and then it's saying that also according to Kathy Rubio, this paramilitary that's being built up. It's being said that she's seen these places, man. All right, so that they're preparing for some sort of Red Dawn event. You know, if you've ever seen the movie Red Dawn, to come into America, man. All right, and there are scriptures that say that, you know, the cities, you know, Babylon is that great place of the cities with unwalled cities. Okay, and the military and foreign militaries are going to be running wild here. I just don't know if it's going to exactly be the ones that they're saying, but it could be, man. So it's going to just be utter chaos, man. Uncontrollable utter chaos, which is Esau's plan. Order ab chaos. Order out of chaos. This is what they want, man. All right, but what they don't realize is that when they try to do this enterprise, it is going to backfire on them. It's going to completely backfire on them. So let me get the this is 2nd Ezra, verse 15. I'm gonna start at verse chapter 15, verse 15. All right, and it says, for the actually I'm gonna start at 13. All right, and it says, no, I'm gonna start at 13. I mean at 12. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with plague and with punishment that power will bring upon it. And that will bring in the third video. Watch the video with the prepper nurse, or the patriot nurse, and she talked about these new viruses that are popping up that are alcohol resistant viruses, which can cause a major problem in the very near future throughout America. Just through if you can look and see the amount of people that are walking by, and as these people are walking in and out of public places and touching the same doors, touching the same hand railings, pushing the same buttons for the elevators and the buses, and touching things, passing germs back and forth. All right, if you saw the movie that came out a couple years back, Contagion, you know, how through sneeze, through touch, and here she is talking about these new bugs, these super bugs that are resistant to different sanitizers and stuff. And those hand sanitizers, all that stuff is, hey, look, all of it's a part of the depopulation agenda, man. Because they weaken when you wash your hands with all these different chemicals. What it does is it kills your resistance to certain germs and things that you should be being exposed to on a natural level in a natural environment, so that your body builds up natural immune systems. And she broke down how children were pretty much born, you know, in the earlier part of the 19th century. Most children were born at home, all right? And a lot of children were born, you know, before they started demonizing midwives and all that sort of thing. They were born in environments where they were introduced to germs and to their mother right away, and their bodies began to build up the natural resistance to all these things. And then all of a sudden they took children into areas, into hospitals where there were nothing but sick people and germs, you know, and introducing them to germs that they clearly weren't ready for, instead of the natural ones in their environment, man. Because Esau is a demon. Okay, they do everything backwards, man. Okay, so going back to that scripture, verse 12, those are some of the plagues, and those are some of the ways it's going to get started. By your body not having a natural resistance to some of these plagues, which some of them are man-made, man. All right, you know, because I will say it, and I'll just keep saying it. The CDC is the center of disease creation, man. Period. Not control, but creation. All right, back in 2 Ezra 15, verse 13, and it reads, and they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting of the hail and through the fearful constellation. And look at all these crazy things that's been happening with the weather, and you know, with these different moons and these just crazy stuff. And the farmers are mourning, because farmers in America, they're being destroyed financially and physically, man. A lot of them are committing suicide. You got mass suicides in the farming communities of America, man. Mass suicide, opioid use, you know, meth use. And some of them are just turning to drugs and selling drugs. They're like, the hell with it. They're taking their farms and turning them into big meth places. And, you know, and just selling drugs in their communities, man. So the rural areas are turning into the hood. Yes, Esau commits crimes. Matter of fact, don't get it twisted, they were the first gangbangers. Watch the movie City of New York. What was the name of that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? Gangs of New York. Okay? And you look at the gang history here in Chicago, going back to the Jewish gangsters and Al Capone in the 1930s and 40s, man. All right, they were the ones doing all the shooting, the mass shootings and drive-by shootings and massacres and all that stuff. They were the ones doing that, man. All right. Now I'm going to read verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh." All right, and it reads. And it says, oh heck, the wind blew my page, Salakia. And it says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up against another with swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, evading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor their princes. And in the course of their actions they shall stand in their power. For a man shall desire to go into a city and not be able." So that's clear and utter chaos, martial law, death, and destruction, man. The gloom and doom part of the Bible is playing out now. All right, and it starts with starting with these trade wars, these economic wars, which are going to lead to real wars, and then within all these countries, they're going to be uprisings within these countries among their people, and their people fighting against the governments and that sort of thing. And it's all happening, man. It's all happening. So with that, I hope this was a revealing and edifying lesson. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Rakar Kadash Wa Abba Babal.